Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Have you ever asked yourself why some people are deeply missed the moment they step away, while others disappear and nothing changes? Why does one person's absence create curiosity, reflection, and even regret, while another person's absence feels almost invisible? The answer is not luck, and it is not about playing emotional games. The real answer is power, inner power, self-respect, and emotional discipline. Many people make a critical mistake when they want someone to miss them. They chase attention, they send more messages, they explain themselves repeatedly. They try harder and harder to prove their value, but the more they chase, the more their presence becomes ordinary. Human nature rarely values what is constantly available. The Stoic philosophers understood this truth centuries ago. They believed that the strongest individuals are not those who demand attention, but those who command respect through their character. Epictetus taught that real freedom begins when you stop depending on other people's approval to feel valuable. Think about that carefully. When your confidence depends on someone else's attention, you unknowingly give them control over your emotional world. Your mood rises when they respond and falls when they ignore you. This emotional dependence weakens your presence, but when your sense of worth comes from within, everything changes. Your energy becomes calm, grounded, and confident. You no longer need constant validation because you are focused on building your own life. Marcus Aurelius wrote a powerful reminder that a person's life becomes what they choose to focus on every day. When your focus shifts from chasing attention to building strength, discipline, and purpose, people begin to see you differently. You become someone who cannot be easily replaced because your presence is meaningful and intentional. In this video, you will learn 8 powerful Stoic principles that will help you transform the way people perceive you. These lessons are not about manipulation or emotional tricks. They are about developing real self-respect, emotional control, and independence. You will learn how to stop giving your time and energy too easily, how to build confidence that does not depend on anyone else, and how to create a presence that people naturally value and remember. When you adopt these principles, something interesting begins to happen. People start noticing the space you leave behind when you step away. They begin reflecting on the moments they once took for granted, and suddenly, the same attention you once chased begins coming back to you naturally. But this shift only happens when you change your mindset first. Before we begin with the first lesson, take a moment to set the tone for your mindset today. Decide that your value will no longer depend on how much attention someone gives you. Decide that your focus will be on becoming stronger, wiser, and more disciplined every day. If you are ready to reclaim your power and stop chasing validation, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments right now. I respect my value and my time. Number 1. Stop chasing attention and start building your own life. The first step to making someone truly miss you is surprisingly simple but extremely powerful. Stop chasing their attention and start building your own life with purpose. Many people fall into a cycle where they constantly seek connection from someone who has already begun taking their presence for granted. They send more messages, start more conversations, and try harder to keep the interaction alive. But this behavior sends the wrong signal. It tells the other person that your attention is always available and that your happiness depends on their response. Over time, this reduces the value of your presence. Stoic philosophy warns strongly against this type of emotional dependence. Epictetus taught that wise individuals focus on what they can control, their actions, their effort, and their character, rather than trying to control how others behave. This is where your power begins. Redirect your focus immediately. Instead of investing your energy into waiting for someone's attention, invest it into your growth. Strengthen your physical health. Improve your knowledge. Develop new skills. Build goals that excite you. When your life becomes meaningful and productive, your energy naturally changes. You become more confident because your happiness no longer depends on someone else's response. Reduce unnecessary communication. If someone is used to hearing from you constantly, they rarely have the chance to feel your absence. By creating space, you allow curiosity to grow. Silence creates reflection. When your presence is no longer constant, people begin to notice the difference. Develop a strong routine that strengthens your independence. Wake up with purpose. Work on goals that matter to you. Spend time with people who appreciate your presence. When your daily life becomes full of progress and discipline, you naturally stop chasing attention because you are too busy building something valuable. Seneca believed that the happiest people are those who build their lives on inner strength rather than external approval. This mindset changes everything. When you stop chasing and start living with purpose, your energy shifts from neediness to confidence, and confidence is something people notice immediately. Suddenly, the person who once expected your constant attention realizes that your time is no longer easily available. They begin to remember the conversations you once had. They begin to notice the silence where your messages used to appear. And that moment is when something powerful begins to happen. Your absence starts to create curiosity. But remember, this is not about manipulation. It is about respecting your own life enough to stop chasing anyone who does not appreciate your presence. When you live with that level of discipline, people feel the difference without you saying a single word. Now, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments right now. My life is my priority. Number 2, become emotionally self-sufficient. The second principle you must adopt is emotional self-sufficiency. If your mood rises and falls depending on how someone treats you, then you have quietly handed them power over your peace. Many people wait for a message, a call, or a sign of attention before they feel good about themselves. When the response comes, they feel relief. When it does not, they feel anxiety. This pattern slowly weakens your confidence because your emotional stability becomes controlled by someone else's behavior. Stoic philosophy teaches the exact opposite approach. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself constantly that a strong mind does not depend on external approval to remain calm and balanced. Your peace must come from your own discipline, your own mindset, and the standards you set for yourself. Train your mind to generate its own stability. Build habits that strengthen your inner world. Exercise regularly, read meaningful ideas, reflect on your goals, and spend time improving your character. These practices build confidence that cannot be shaken by someone's silence or attention. Stop checking for validation. Do not constantly look at your phone hoping for a message or a reaction. Every time you do that, you reinforce emotional dependence. Instead, keep your attention on productive actions that move your life forward. Create a life that feels fulfilling without needing constant interaction. When your days are filled with purpose and progress, you stop measuring your worth through someone else's behavior. Epictetus taught that the secret of strength is understanding that happiness comes from mastering your own thoughts rather than controlling external events. When you develop this mindset, something powerful happens. You become calm, grounded, and confident in a way that people immediately notice. And when someone realizes that your happiness no longer depends on their attention, they begin to value your presence much more. Number 3, create space, so your absence can be felt. The third principle is powerful because it changes the entire emotional dynamic between you and others. If you are always present, always available, and always ready to respond immediately, people rarely get the chance to feel the value of your presence. Familiarity without boundaries often turns appreciation into habit. When someone knows they can reach you at any moment, they stop recognizing how meaningful your time truly is. Stoic philosophy teaches that reflection requires distance. Seneca believed that stepping back from constant noise allows people to see things more clearly. The same idea